Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? What we're going to be talking about today is what people are seeing and experiencing in everyday life when it comes to being of the prepared mind. And I get sent pictures and videos and emails. And if you would like to do so, my email's in the description box below. This first video that was sent to me by a community member is a real eye-opener. And what she said to me was, you know, we need to be really careful now, extra careful now. And I said, yeah, you know, this is something that, you know, I honestly, I would have never, ever would have seen coming. I mean, you know, never. You know, when we're buying fresh produce from our grocery stores, it would never dawn on you that this would happen. Okay, just take a look.
Tenemos narcotics por ahí. Parafina. Toca pararlo ahí.
Okay, so here's something that I'm going to put up for you. This is a new report from the UN that was just published. It proposes and discusses ways to cool our planet by restricting sunlight and darkening our skies in order to combat sea change. And who is it by? Billy Boy. Take a look. All right, this was sent to me by a community member. She said, this is not too far from me. This happened at Lavelle Industries building. It was evacuated due to hazmat situation. Currently, multiple emergency crews along with hazmat crews responding to a hazmat situation at Lavelle Industry building due to an unknown chemical leaking from a tank in Burlington, Wisconsin. Authorities are requesting buses for 100 plus employees to be transported to a different location. Okay, so here's an email from a community member, and she said, I just saw this today and thought you might want to do more research. They are burning down food processing plants and killing chickens and livestock and now changing the recommended serving size of meat in half. So corrupt. She's from Michigan, and she said Ford has announced they are putting in a huge battery plant. The folks here don't want it, but it has been in the works for years behind closed doors. That way it could not be opposed in time to stop it. Well, there's a surprise. The local politicians don't give a darn that what the voters want. It sure makes me think they've gotten big bucks to keep their mouths shut. Well, of course, they line each other's pockets. over their lives, or their lives have been threatened, or both. Pretty much. The corruption runs so deep. Not sure we can ever get out of this mess this country is in. I live in the same county where the Amish farmers were cited for dumping outhouse waste in their field. Wow, that was huge themselves in the spring, and we're told it would have composed by then, and the food had not been planted in that field. In the fall, it seems that a different official came to the farm, read the history, and wanted his 15 minutes of fame. Big deal out of nothing. By the time you got the information, and even European news sources, it was blown out of proportion. Isn't it always blown out of proportion? Everything is blown out of proportion. It's so sad too. In Europe, it was being reported that it was being sprayed on produce for being grown for human consumption. So hard to find real fact. Well, of course they always have to make the Amish look like demons. And it's because they don't like the way the Amish live, because they are self-sufficient and they don't rely on the government for anything, and they hate it. And it's so sad. Leave the Amish alone, for crying out loud. Leave them alone. Okay, someone sent in some really cool commercial breaks. So here you go, commercial break. So here is an email with some pictures from a community member. She said, do we ever get done prepping? No. Shame on you for even asking. You know why? Because there's always going to be a reason why we have to kick up into high gear. There's always going to be a reason why we always have to kick it up into high gear. And you know when that is when there's a shiny object, when they throw a shiny object in their face of look over here, don't look over here, you know. So when you see that next shiny object, the shiny object right now, or it was 2 days ago, was the Murdoch verdict, and the trial and stuff like that. That was, I believe, a shiny object, because it was plastered all over the place. So even though, do I think he got what he deserved? Yeah. But they literally, they plastered it everywhere. I mean, you couldn't go on YouTube without seeing Murdoch. I mean, it was everywhere. And I was like, seriously, man. I want to watch what I want to watch. But I mean, literally every second there was another Murdoch video showing up. And it was like, bruh, give me a break, man, So anyway, she said, this week I canned 60 pounds of bacon. I caught on sale 20 pounds for $30. Not bad. So I bought 3. Cowboy crack. We ate the cowboy crack that you sent. When I tell you, my son is jonesing for more. And my daughter, the watermelon jam that you sent, she literally just ate it with a spoon. She's like, this ain't going on no peanut butter sandwich. And she ate it. She loved it. If you get the chance, if you could send more cowboy crack and the watermelon jam, please. My kids are dying. All right, anyway. So she said, cowboy crack with peppers from the greenhouse. Meatballs, 5 pounds for $8.97, and spaghetti sauce. Sausage patties, $2.25 per pound. Package. Meatballs and sausage were on sale. Hopefully I can catch a break now. Girl, I wish. Okay, so here is a video that was sent to me. And have you guys ever heard of a healing web? It's like a huge, like, mural, I guess you could say, on paper. And it's supposed to be extremely accurate, and you can follow. Like, you look for like what you want. Okay, so like heart disease or cancer or whatever. Okay, and then you like follow like the web of what could have caused what. Okay, I want to get one of these, and I can't find it. So I'm going to put up a video of what it looks like. If you guys can find one, please let me know where you find it. Okay. So here is an email from the UK, from a friend of mine, and she said that the Royal Mail, which is like their post office, okay, their website got hacked and held at ransom at the end of January, and they couldn't send any mail or packages internationally. She said, which of course led to a massive pile of items at every sorting office in the country. She said it took them about a month to get the backlog finally shipped off before they would accept any more. So it was only towards the end of last week that the Royal Mail announced that all UK post offices can now accept international mail from them. How crazy is that? So this is... what's going on over there is just as bad as what's going on over here. Okay, so here's a video that was sent to me by a community member, and this has to do with someone who is pretty much just finding out about the power grid. And she's like shocked, and I'm like, wow, all right. Well, I'm glad you finally learned about it.
Me shook. I am literally in my car. It's raining outside, but I had to tell you guys this while it's still fresh in my mind. I just took a class. I've been taking this emergency preparedness class, and one of the instructors tonight was talking about power grid failures. I know I've talked about this before. We all know it's a real threat. But tonight was a little bit shocking and concerning. He basically said that people are attacking the power grid daily and in a lot of different ways, whether it's physically at the base of a tower, trying to unbolt and unscrew things so that they fall over, or trying to make the coolant leak. For context, this is a person whose job is specifically to deal with threats to a major city. So they are highly aware of what's coming in daily and very qualified to speak to this. And listen, I know our infrastructure is bad, so this isn't shocking to me, but what was shocking is that he said that we don't even know the half of it, that essentially he hears all these calls come in, and it's not given to the public because these people are stopped, right? Which is exactly what we want to be happening. That means that our emergency responders are doing their job well, but the fact that there are that many people attacking is extremely concerning. He also said that if successful in a lot of these areas, power could take years to come back, which again, I know this isn't necessarily new news, but hearing it from someone in a position of power was really validating and just gave me so much more motivation to come on here and say, this is a time to be prepared. You just can't fully rely on the systems that are in place. So be prepared, take matters in your own hands, and make sure you have your preps now.
And here is a video that was sent in by a community member. And this video talks about the next planned thing.
I want to talk really quick about Marburg, because if you are not aware, listen up. It is likely going to be the next planned thing, and it is like Ebola. So things that I am stocking up on and taking to prevent as best I can. I'm not a doctor, so research all these things. I'm stocking up on antivirals, things like fulvic, silver, turmeric, black seed oil, lots of good quality vitamin C, and also a blood oxygenator. Some other things that I am keeping on hand in case things get ugly. Lots of vitamin D, oregano, iodine, zinc, and a variety of anti-parasitics like quinine and pumpkin seeds. So research everything, prepare.
So here's another email from a community member in the UK. She said that about the derailments and everything here. She said these things are definitely being done on purpose. Now, no two ways about it, but why? I know there are people saying it's for depopulation purposes. Yeah, that is probably a part of it, but not the whole picture. The situation with Russia has continued to escalate and so on. Sooner or later, WW3 will have to be officially declared at some point, and we know part of that is going to be nuclear devastation or destruction. So I wonder if maybe the destruction of the food processing plants and stuff is being purposely destroyed, as they will be targets anyway if and when war is officially declared. I have actually been wondering this myself. Earlier I was sitting out in the garage with the kids because they were both working on their motorcycles, and I was literally just sitting there, and I had my head down in my hands like this, and I'm thinking to myself, when are they just going to declare it? Why don't they just declare it? Because this is, actually becoming disgusting with all of these things that are happening. None of this is a coincidence anymore. None of it. None of it. And no one can convince me otherwise. No one. I don't care who, what, where, when, why. I don't care. None of it is a coincidence. And you could call me a conspiracy theorist all you want. I don't care. I'll straighten out my tinfoil hat for you. I don't give a shite, because this is just becoming ridiculous anymore. All right. I have never in my 47 years have ever seen this type of destruction in my life. And it's not just happening here. It's happening everywhere. And it's atrocious. It really, truly is. So anyway, she goes, but now I have just seen something else that would explain this destruction. You'll have to do your own research on this, because the channel I got the info from doesn't post any links to his info sources, which is really frustrating. You might have already seen or heard about it, but I don't know. Agenda 2030, yep. Smart cities, yep. Could be the reason for these happenings. If the land is destroyed or becomes toxic, it is therefore harmful to human life or not fit for human habitation. That's correct. So then the residents would have to move out of that area into a smart city. Yes, that is correct. And then they would have no choice or say in the matter. Right. More than likely their property and land would also be seized due to being toxic and therefore unsafe. 100% correct. And then, of course, what a perfect ploy to get people into smart cities. Right. If you think about this, then it makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Yes, it does. And a smart city could only hold so many people. So a bit of depopulation thrown into the mix by way of food crisis, famine, starvation solves a whole overpopulation crisis in their smart cities, doesn't it? Yes, it does. I'm afraid of these evil beings won't stop at anything to achieve their goals. I find it quite horrifying, and that's why I'm that's all I'm going to say. All of these people who are self-sufficient far out of the countryside have their own little homestead or small farm. It will do them no good, because their properties, or rather the land and the water around them, will be destroyed and toxified, making it impossible for them to remain living there. I have been wondering for several months how these groups will be dealt with when smart cities start rolling in, and now I know. You're right. They will dump what they want to dump whenever they want to dump, and they will do it to make sure that the people who have homesteads, like she said, will have to leave those homesteads, and it's only going to destroy farmers, homesteaders, Now, people like, okay, I live in suburbia. Okay, will it happen here? I don't know. But will it happen in, like, rural areas, like out in the sticks? Yep. Of course it will. Because that's what they want. They want those people out of there because they want to, it's almost like they want to clump. They want to clump us all together. And it's like, why, man? For someone like me, I have, no joke, I have social anxiety. Get the hell away from me. And that's how I feel. With the 6-foot rule, I was happy. Stay away, arm's length. But that's just me, but I really think that they want to destroy as much land as they possibly can so they can get us all clumped. And that'll be the biggest mistake they ever made. Huge, huge mistake. And now I leave you with this. This is a funny video. This was sent to me by a community member, and when I watched this, I literally laughed out loud. Okay, now it's this poor kid. He thinks God's sakes, he thinks he knows it all, but it's like, my God, kid, really, so, but at the end, it's these, guys, and they're watching him do this. Their language is colorful, so, just know it's not coming out of my mouth, but their language is colorful, but it's just this poor kid. Show me a nutter on a strawberry. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, guys, I'm out of here. All right, I'll see you in the next one. You stay safe. You stay positive. You keep prepping, and as always, fearless. Ciao.
It's vegan because it's strawberry milk and not like cow milk. You know what I mean?
Did he say fucking vegan milk?
Show me the fucking udder on a strawberry.
Is this the shit you guys do every Sunday?
Yeah, basically.